Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
All right, welcome to the Renegade Rundown with your host Shay and my fellow co-host Mr. Kenny. Kenny, how are you doing on this wonderful Tuesday?
I am excited about, we're getting closer to draft time, so very excited about that. Um, Definitely got some stuff
Definitely.
we need to discuss today, pertaining to the draft, pertaining to, take a trip down memory lane a little bit today. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, going down memory lane because obviously the Steelers, the one thing they could do is draft exceptional good players. Some
Correct.
end up being future Hall of Famers, some just stay where they are. And that's just that. That's the risk of the draft. And we are less than 3 weeks away from the NFL draft, which is pretty exciting because it's held right here in Pittsburgh for the first time since 1948. So I'm definitely, especially in a new era of Mike McCarthy here, who is a familiar face around not only Pittsburgh, but the entire league. But I'm also excited to see how, things are just going to play out in this draft. We already got a couple of mock drafts, but before we even get into that, we could talk about our favorite draft memories and expectations and plans and things of that nature. So, Kenny, I'll start with you and then we can just go about that way.
Got it. Okay, so I'll start with my draft plans. Well, my draft plans, I will be on the network right here, PCSN. We're having a live draft stream on that day. So I'm excited about that. We'll be on the whole time, discuss, break down all the news and everything like that. So I'm excited about that. Seeing how that's gonna be. That's gonna be real fun. My favorite draft memory, I probably would say, and this is a player that's no longer with us that I wish was still on our team, and it's the George Pickens with the Shiesty. I think that is one of. I'm not gonna lie. That is probably my favorite draft memory because just watching him look at the TV with that shiesty on, like, yeah, all right, all right. He looked like he was so locked in and ready to be a great player. And look at him now, man. He's soaring. I mean, even though he's not with us, man, you've seen the potential with us. You've seen a
Yeah.
lot of potential. All we needed to do was get him a quarterback that can get him the ball consistently, and he finally got him one in Dak Prescott, man. And they're doing their thing, and he's about to get paid. So that's one of my favorite draft memories was just watching him watch the TV and watching his name get called, and slight reaction, not too much, because he thought he should have went higher. But due to off the, you're not off the field, but on the field type antic things that he's done in college, he didn't get drafted as high as he wanted. So he was locked in and ready to go. So that is probably one of my favorite draft memories. So yeah, definitely tune in on here on that day too, because we're definitely gonna be having a live stream. So definitely.
Yeah, and they sound like pretty good plans. And obviously, somebody has to be here to hold down the Renegade podcast because
Yes.
I'm gonna be in person in attendance at the NFL draft on draft day, which
Yeah.
is pretty good. And I just couldn't miss it. I've always wanted to go. I've always said that I want in on the next draft, and because of certain circumstances, I wasn't able to make it. But now that it's brought to my city, the Steel City, it's a no-brainer. It's obviously you gotta go. Even though I'm gonna be out there with more than 500,000 people, but Pittsburgh needs that. They need the excitement. And honestly, it puts a lot of pressure on the Steelers to not only build this team to compete or win now, but obviously start winning again in the future. So it's just things of that nature which brings the excitement. So I'm actually going to be in person. I'm hoping to be able to do enough to do content, walk around, be the girl like I am in the gym sometimes, which is the girl with the tree pod, doing content, filming, things of that nature, getting interaction with a couple of fans, other personalities, media personalities to be more exact. And those are pretty much my plans and expectations for draft night. other than the Steelers to not only get what they need, but get players that could make a difference on the team now and in the near future. As for my draft memory, I have a couple.
Okay.
Honestly, I have a couple, but they were more of when I was a kid. The
Okay.
first, so I will say my favorite all-time draft memory, obviously when the Steelers selected Troy Polamalu, my all-time favorite athlete, my all-time favorite Pittsburgh Steeler, but it was also when they selected Ben Roethlisberger, and this is why. Obviously, I'm gonna be Captain Obvious here. The Steelers had a quarterback that they could compete with now with Tommy Maddox, but they didn't have a quarterback that they can win now with. And then here came Ben. And then here came a whole nother level to the team that people thought they would have, or to be more exact, people have not seen since the 70s, right?
Mm,
So it was not just only my favorite draft picks because the impact that they made on the team, but because they're my all-time favorite players, along with Willie Parker. So I will say push come to shove, it's obviously when Troy Polamalu became a Steeler, when he was drafted the eighth overall pick in 2003. I was the age of 4, watching the draft with my older brother, who was already a Steelers fan, as Jerome Bettis is his all-time favorite Steeler. Um, and watching him cross the stage, getting his jersey or getting the number one jersey, holding it up,
mm.
and little did I know, not only was we in the verge of an exceptional all-time great player, but arguably the greatest safety ever. So if I had to pick one, it would be that right there because that's the moment and that's the player that made me fall in love with the game of football. Everybody else behind him just followed.
Yeah. Little did we know that that was going to be the era right there. Like, little did we know when we drafted Ben, that was just a piece. Then we
Yeah,
drafted
the
Troy,
final
that was
piece to
another
that.
piece, right? And then we drafted so many players that were just puzzle pieces to what ended up being a great run at the championship. Man, went to 3 and 6 years. I mean, won two of them. Should have had three. You
Should
know,
have, definitely.
definitely should have had three. Rashard Mendenhall, we won't get on you today. Um,
Mike Wallace, him
Mike
too, don't forget
Wallace,
him.
we won't get on you
Ben
today.
had 3 turnovers. That really
Yeah,
didn't help, but two out
yeah,
of three of those wasn't his fault.
yeah. We'll let you slide, Ben, today because we're speaking on happy memories. But yeah, man, the draft has always just been a special thing, man, for me. Just to watch like people's faces just changing generations after generations behind you, like getting that kind of, you know, money, opportunity, being able to achieve your dream. Like as kids, like these guys have dreamed of this day of walking across that stage and shaking the commissioner's hand. I mean, it's such a great moment, a great feel good story, man. I love it. I always loved the draft. You know, you watch the tears flowing. You know, they're the most testosterone guys in the world, but the tears get to flowing, and everybody's excited for them. Also, are you shocked that Mendoza has chosen not to come to Pittsburgh and walk across that stage as the presumptive number one pick? He said he's going to stay in Miami and celebrate with family. Are we okay with that trend, or what are we doing with that trend? Because I don't know how to feel about it myself.
So obviously, he's projected to be the number one overall pick in the draft.
Yes.
But so the traditional way would obviously be in attendance and crossing the stage and walking, across and seeing everybody watch you catch your big moment at the right time, right?
Mm,
But that's the traditional way, especially
mhm,
in a city where the draft is everything besides the Super Bowl. Um, as for staying home with family, I think what it is that he's projected to be the number one overall pick. That's why it's really an issue because this ain't the first time a player has stayed home with his family
no.
and heard his name get called, right? We heard it a couple of times, but usually during later rounds. But
Yeah.
he, as the number one overall pick, decided to be, I'll say, the oddball and be different and stay home. So I think if he was not I think what it is that his position and how high projected his number is in the draft. and how
Yeah.
high he is ranked. I
Yeah.
think people would prefer him to be there and to be there in person,
Yeah.
instead of just being home. So it's not really a problem. It's just where you rank and being the big star that you are coming into the league already. People know who you are. And then, wanting to see who takes you and wanting to see you capture that moment when you're right here doing this with the jersey, right? I
Mhm.
think what it is more of where he is ranked other than who he is as a person. So I, long story short, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But being the number one overall pick, people want to see your face. People want to see you because you're the star, you're the big player of the draft, right? You're the money pick, what people will say.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there and be like, listen, you want to be home with your family, be home. If not, see you in the draft. But it's really not an issue. I guess,
Yeah.
you have your rights as a player.
Yeah.
But the tradition would obviously be attend in person, see what people see what you have on, see your flashy outfit or
Yeah.
whatever, and see you across the stage. Because the when we think about the NFL draft, we always question who's gonna come in the top 10.
Yeah.
He's obviously the number one out of that top 10 projected, right? So that's really the issue here is that, okay, the number one overall pick would not be there to capture his moment and to be in the limelight. Yeah, it's more of that being the issue than anything else.
Yeah, because I do remember, like, not on my memory. I'm going back. I do remember Trevor Lawrence. That's another first overall pick that I can remember staying at home when he got drafted by Jacksonville. Uh,
Yeah,
I remember that year because a lot of people like this year. I don't think a lot. I think a lot of people are getting more used to it, but I think that year they had like an issue with it. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just think to set the tone of the draft, you want
yeah,
the number one overall pick to be there. You just do. It gives it kind of the stamp and the validation of, the draft. It's still going to be the draft, of course. It's just going to be, it's one of those where, you call the name, they walk across the stage. You're not going to get that for the first pick, and you
right.
want that. You do. You want to see that. You do. But I get him staying at home with his family, sharing that
Because
moment.
family is everything.
Yes. And especially because, um, you know, if some family members can't get there, can't celebrate with you. So you kind of want to take in that moment with them. And I clearly understand that. I'm just, as a fan of the draft, you just want to see. You just want to see the star of the draft because, to be honest with you, if we're looking at everybody in the draft, I mean, he's probably the biggest star in this draft this year. I mean, if you're just looking at it from a star perspective, he had an amazing year. And so, you just want him to cap it off and walk across stage, see the fit, see what he got on, everything like that. I mean, it looks like the Raiders is going to take him, so it doesn't even, they done brought him in, talked to him, and all that. So that looks like what that's going to be the pick. Speaking of picks, let's shift. I was reading the mock draft that just came out. Now, I don't know. You let me know if it's something or nothing. They have the Steelers. We're picking at 21st, and they have us taking T.J. Parker. T.J. Parker is an edge rusher from Clemson. Now, if you know
Mhm.
anything about Pittsburgh, we keep edge rushers on deck. We got four of them right now. Do I Am I suspecting a draft day trade now? Like I've been suspecting for a while now, based off of this projection, because this projection isn't just isn't just something they pull out of thin air. This is somebody's been talking.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if something's going on behind the scenes. Am I reading too deep into this, or do you think it's fire with some smoke?
See, here's the deal, right? About that. We've been hearing that garbage for the past 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. TJ Watt is not going anywhere.
No.
That's a generational talent, future Hall of Famer, defensive
Correct.
player. And you can
Correct.
say what you want about his playoff victories or whatever, but guess what? You can pretty much say the same thing about Cameron Hayward since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but we will still keep him, right? here's the deal. What people don't understand is how much of a neutralizer TJ Watt really is. And if
Hmm.
we're going to trade anybody, I'm afraid it's going to be Alex Highsmith.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that's happening. I don't think we're going to break up the trio that we have in Pittsburgh with Watt, Highsmith, and Herbig. This has been the best trio we have had since the 2010 Steelers defense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea to break that up, especially knowing that you're going to be the one taking on those contracts and destroying your cap space for what? Players that are still valuable, players that still bring a lot to the table, players that are still. If you're going to sit there and do that, then you know what? You need to clean the house and hit the reset button on the entire team
Hmm.
at this point. If you're going to do that. And let me tell you why, because that move is going to set you back a lot further. I don't see anybody in this draft or next year's draft that's going to be worthy of trading either one of those players.
No.
None.
No. And we got Jack
Not
Sawyer
even
too.
the quarterbacks, but the quarterback class is going to be pretty good next year, but not even them.
Hmm.
And the thing is, it's not knocking other talent. It's just understanding what you have on your team and valuing it and cherishing it because it's in the rarity you're going to get it again. And that's been one of the biggest blessings of the Pittsburgh Steelers is that they've always got exceptional defensive players. Mean Joe Green and them boys, with correct me, Donnie Shell and Mel Blount and
Yeah.
all them guys in the Steel Curtain era, right? Then
Man.
you got Greg Lord. Then you got Rod Woodson in the 90s,
Kevin Green.
right?
Yeah.
Kevin Green,
Yeah.
yes, another one. Then in the 2000s, it was Troy, it was James, it was Joey Porter Sr.
Yep.
It was it was
Lamar
all them
Woodley.
guys. Lamar Woodley, yes,
Thanks for
it
me.
was
We had
all of
some
them.
dogs. I just thought about that.
And then flip the script now. We got Watt, we got Highsmith, we got Hayward, we got Joey Porter Jr. Don't forget Jalen Ramsey and Deshaun Elliott, even though we didn't draft them. But still, you are the one organization that's always been blessed with
But
unforgettable names of defensive players.
yeah.
That does not mean you get cocky and start shopping them around.
Yeah.
So back to the topic of the mock drafting. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think at this rate, everybody and their grandmother know where the Steelers are gonna go and what they're gonna target, and obviously they should. And that's wide receiver. That's the
Yes.
weakest link right now on your roster. That's the one
Yes.
thing besides the quarterback position that
Perfectly.
has a question mark. And the
Yeah.
reason why the quarterback position has such a question mark in a negative manner is because you're the only team in out of all 32 that nobody knows who's the starting quarterback's going to be. You in Atlanta. But see, Atlanta, you got Tua that who wants to play. You got Michael Penix who wants to play. Now, if you ask me with that situation, I think Michael Penix should be the starting quarterback for obvious reasons. But
Mm-hmm.
that's Atlanta. This is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Will Howard should be your starting quarterback at this rate because it's time to rip the bandage off with Aaron Rodgers and his crap. But
Mm-hmm.
now, and the only question mark will be then is will 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 Howard be the future, or is he gonna be a bust, right? Or he's gonna be the guy that puts you in the predicament for the future, in a good predicament for the future.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is with that situation. But either way they pick with the quarterback position, either way they pick, they need a wide receiving core that this guy can throw it to. Yes, Michael Pittman, great pickup.
Yes.
Great pickup. With DK Metcalf, I still think that was a good pickup, but obviously people go so hard on, especially myself, went so hard on DK because it was such a disappointing season last year, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
And all those things. So when you do all of that, camera alterations right there. But
Mm-hmm.
when you do all of that and you do this stuff, you have to continue to build this team for whoever the quarterback's going to be. And I think it starts with, like I said, behind the quarterback position, the weakest link, which is the wide receiving core. So I don't think that they're going to go edge rusher. I just think that's just a bunch of crap just to get Steeler Nation talking, because that's obviously going to have somebody talking down on TJ Watt or somebody talking down on Alex Highsmith. It's no in between at this rate. It's either one or the other, or it's both. And that's just that. So no, I don't believe that. I think that's a bunch of garbage.
Mhm.
I'm not buying into that. I'm gonna be in person to see the outcome either way.
Yeah,
So that's the way I look at it. I'ma just chill out and wait to the draft, but I'ma still continue to say with all the talent that's in the wide receiver position, with the wide receiver being the weakest link behind the quarterback situation on your football team, I still believe they will be taking a number one wide receiver in this draft with the 21st overall pick. I don't see them going no other way. There
yeah,
is no reason to.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I definitely think there's no way you don't go receiver in this class. You just don't. The whole edge rusher thing threw me off because I'm like, unless they know something I don't know about what the Steelers' plans are, I just can't see them going edge rusher. Not that high at that pick. I ain't saying you can't get one later on in the draft. I'm talking about in the first round. First round really is supposed to address a need that is for now. Like that's what you're supposed to do in the first round. You address the needs for now. And right now the Steelers, they got bigger fish to fry in this draft
Way
outside
bigger.
of edge rusher, and that's my thing. And you still got Jack Sawyer who had a good year for a rookie coming off his rookie year. So what are you going to do? Bring another rookie in with me? And like I said, unless you're getting rid of some guys, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Like some of these mock drafts, they don't like.
It's filled with idiocy.
Yeah, it's still idiocy because it's like, why would we go that route? There's no reason to go that route. There's no
It's really
reason to
not.
pick it up like that. Um, I did see another one where they got the Steelers moving up to take Caleb Downs from Ohio State. I actually love that. It showed us being aggressive, like making a trade with Miami. Because for some reason, us and Miami are like best friends. We always make deals with them. And they have the 11th pick. They showed us going up, jumping up, and grabbing Caleb Downs at safety. I am not mad at that pick there.
I wouldn't be,
I
but
would not be mad at it. As long as we don't overpay.
mm,
As long as we don't overpay. Because this kid right here, I mean, if I've watched him play at Ohio State. He's the real deal.
he is.
I
I'm a
just
Buckeye fan. I get
yeah,
it, but
I just have injury concerns with him. I want to know about the knee more.
if we trade up that high and we do go the Ohio State route, with
Yeah.
wide receiver being the number one
Yeah, you kind
need,
of got to go. Yeah.
we might have to go. We definitely will have to draft Carnell Tate. But and you brought up the injury thing. I'm
Yeah, that's
actually glad
worry.
we brought that up because here's the deal. That's why I think Calais Downs is going to be there in the second round, where the Steelers have
Yeah.
a good spot there, right?
Yeah. I say move
Let's
from the
let
second.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if that was to ever happen, the Steelers were to swap spots with the Dolphins or whoever, I think they're going to trade up and get a wide receiver. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. And then I can also predict that if Caleb Downs is there in the second round, he's also going to be a Steeler, going to be put behind Jalen Ramsey or Deshaun Elliott to be coached up and taught by them and mentored and guided and things of that nature, and then they're gonna go from there with him. Okay, but I
Yeah.
do not think that. If you're gonna trade up that high, then you definitely have to get a wide receiver because the
Yeah.
best talent with that pick or higher is gonna be there for you, and a wide receiver is definitely a bigger team need. But I get what you're saying about the Calais Downs pick. That dude is a dog.
He
I
is.
loved him
He
at
is.
Ohio State, and
He
I
is.
enjoyed his days. I mean, OHIO, okay? I definitely get it. But I just think because of the team's needs
Yeah.
and the need for DK Metcalf to be put in a predicament or put in the position where he's out of excuses, this will be the route for them to go, which is
Yeah.
taking the wide receiver with the first round pick, whether they sit or whether they trade up.
I agree. I was just thinking that because I seen it. I was like, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on that because at the end of the day, I think what's most important is getting it right. The most important thing in this draft, as a native of Pittsburgh, get it right. Don't have them booing us at our own stadium,
Oh
please.
nah.
The
That's so
worst thing
embarrassing.
that
That
could
would be so
happen is them
embarrassing.
doing that pick.
That would be
That's why.
embarrassing.
That's why I'm like, please don't go edge rusher. Please. I hope this is just a fantasy. I hope this is something they pull out of thin air because don't do that. And the
Yeah.
worst you could do, I
That's a
think,
slap in the face. It's a
really
slap in the
is.
face to the team. It's a slap in the face. It will be a slap in the face to the team. It will be a slap in the face to every freaking edge rusher you have on your team,
Yes.
including TJ Watt, including
Correct.
Alex Highsmith, including Nick Herbig,
Yes.
including Jack Sawyer, who all
Yes.
played well last year. Okay?
Yes.
That would be a slap in the face. We don't need an edge rusher. We need
We
to
don't.
keep what we have and build on top of that. If
Yep.
anything, we need to know who our freaking quarterback is going to be so
That.
our upcoming wide receivers will know who they're going to be catching passes from and be able to strategize how they're going to go into game days. Are they going to go in with a young talent who's going to need to be guided and going to be game managing a little bit until he becomes himself?
Yeah.
If that ever happens, or is he, or they going to be going in with a veteran like Aaron Rodgers who would know what he's doing or should?
Should know. Right? Yeah. Listen,
That's
I
that,
think,
that's my biggest concern. But
yeah,
it's clear as day who I feel the answer should be at this point. I'm not
of
gonna keep
course.
saying the name, but I will give you the hint, and I would just like I am who I feel the Steelers would have if he is available. Ohio.
There we go. That A. That sums up everything right there with that one. Let's shift gears. Let's talk a little bit about your favorite topic to talk about. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers' price tag just went up because the Raiders did some of the most asinine things that I have seen in football. They signed Kirk Cousins to a $172 million deal. And that has consequences for us. So I hate the Raiders. Thanks, Raiders. I hate you. Why? Because now you put us in a position to where if Kurt is getting that and he was garbage, what Aaron Rodgers looking like? What they? I know y'all gonna give me 30, and I got a feeling the closer we get to the draft, the more the Steelers are starting to drive that number up towards 30. And I have a bad feeling about this. I really do. I have a bad feeling the closer we get to the draft. I wouldn't even be shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even be shocked if the Steelers went quarterback in this draft.
No,
I'm telling you, the way they're so unsure of everything. They're so unsure of everything right now. But thank you, Raiders, because you just made the Steelers put them in a bad spot right now because of Kirk
not
Cousins.
really. Not
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Not really.
You don't think so?
Because don't no. I think the Raiders, if that's the route Aaron Rodgers is really trying to go, he's doing us all the damn favor, the way I see it. I mean, let's be honest here. Is he needed back here? No.
No,
No, he's not at
no.
this rate. The Steelers need to get younger with quarterback anyway. You got a guy with a lot of potential, young, strong arm, mobility, which is the three top things you're going to need besides obviously being able to read defenses, right? You're going to need from your quarterback in this era. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Will Howard has that. But everybody want to be like, oh, well, he was a sixth round draft pick. There's a reason for that. Yes, because quarterbacks wasn't that strong. And a lot of those teams that drafted before the Steelers did not need a quarterback.
Correct.
That's why those other positions were acquired. Their
Correct.
priorities were building a team for their quarterbacks that they already had on the roster. The Steelers were the only team without a young guy.
Correct.
Okay, as their projected starter. Let me let me clear that up again. The Steelers were the only team without a young quarterback on their roster at the time they took Will Howard. I don't want to hear about Mason Rudolph. Don't even come in my face with that.
No.
Please.
Yeah, no.
So that's why, okay? And I don't think anyone would have thought that a national champion quarterback would be available in the sixth round. It ain't like Tom Brady, who sat the bench pretty much his whole collegiate career at Michigan. It ain't one of those stories and it was taken by the Patriots when they already had Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah,
Okay? Drew Bledsoe in his prime. That's the difference between when the Steelers took Will Howard in the draft in the sixth round with Aaron Rodgers versus when the Patriots took Tom Brady in the sixth round in 2000 with Drew Bledsoe. One quarterback was in his prime coming off a Super Bowl appearance. The other guy have not won a playoff game in 5 years and was getting bounced around the league team to team.
yep,
Okay? Think about that. And who was in a better predicament? The Patriots team of the 2000s before they went on their Super Bowl run or the Steelers right now?
yeah,
Think about that too before you want to come with those silly comments and comparisons. Now flip the script back to the draft. They should not take a quarterback in the first round. They take a quarterback, it's a slap in the face to the team that they have right now. And let me tell you why. It's a slap in the face to Will Howard, to be honest with you, because ain't a damn name coming out this draft is better than what you have with him.
mm,
Nothing. If anything, he's better than what they have.
yep,
You just need to give him the shot. You just need to have him develop. Give him the chance. He's either going to put you in the predicament where you don't need to draft a quarterback or put you in a predicament where you're going to be able to go and get a real quarterback, which you're not going to get this year in this draft
mm-mm,
if that's the route you want to go. So no, wide receiver, safety, offensive line, cornerback after that, then we can go edge rusher or quarterback. Cause everything after that will be for depth purposes.
yeah,
Nothing more, nothing less.
yep, yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, for me, I think like I don't know who Kirk Cousins' agent is, but this dude's the goat. He got the
Yeah.
agent in the game. I mean, they showed it. He has made more career earnings in the NFL than Tom Brady. And I'm just like, are you Kirk Cousins? They showed
Yeah.
the list of the guys. All of them got Super Bowl rings. Kirk Cousins barely has a playoff win. And I'm just like, how is he getting paid? And I know Aaron is probably, I'm not going to lie, I can't even be mad at Aaron for saying, how the hell is he getting this? And y'all want me to settle for this? I
You want
can't
to know why?
I can't even be mad about it at this point because
Okay.
Kirk Cousins was so bad last year. He
Okay.
was worse than Aaron.
Let me tell you something.
Mm,
Kirk Cousins' defense did not give him 4 turnovers in a damn playoff game. And he still
yeah,
lost his team, cost his team the game. See, when Kirk Cousins was in the situation with 4 turnovers, he was the one that was turning the ball over.
yes he was.
Not the one that was being gifted turnovers and couldn't do or was unwilling to do a damn thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no, you're not gonna get Kirk Cousins money because you don't deserve it and you damn sure didn't earn it.
yeah. And he's just too old. I ain't gonna lie. Let's just be real. I think age is a factor in all of this. I'm like Aaron,
That
please
too.
don't
Getting
price
paid Ben
don't price
Roethlisberger all
yourself
that
out
money.
the
Tom Brady
game.
didn't get paid all that damn money. Peyton
No,
Manning didn't get paid all that damn money. Get the hell
no,
out of here.
no.
You can take your little go on your honeymoon now.
Yeah, man.
Go in the dark now.
I always say go in the dark and go with your ayahuasca and go do your thing, because he want to get high anyway. He probably high.
New era, let's go. Roll the
Yep.
dice for Will Howard and go from there. That's it.
Yeah,
Who got time for this anymore?
that's what I'm saying. Because to me, it's like beating a dead horse. It's like, dude, what's taking you so long?
Wanting
You see,
attention, and I'm
you see
tired of
that
everybody giving it to him.
you all. And my thing is this: you already got the attention. That's enough. What about football? Can we get to the football part of this? Because at the end of the day, there's a team out there right now that is, I don't know why they're waiting, but they're waiting on you. You got the attention. Now, can we get back to football? Because that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of this saga. I'm ready for it to be over with because I'm tired of talking about it. I wanted to legit. What I want to do is have legit expectations for this team, and it's hard to do because I don't know who the quarterback is.
See, my expectations is going to be the same regardless of who the quarterback is.
Yeah,
But I need to see, are we going to have to be put in a, are we going to be in a predicament where we're going to be drafting a quarterback, or do we even need to?
yeah. Because I think the issue is going to be is if I believe if we roll with Aaron Rodgers again this year, the Steelers are telling us they're drafting a quarterback next year. That's how I feel like it's going. I don't feel like they're going to let this kid sit again and then bring him in next year and let him play. I do believe they're going to draft a quarterback. This next year's quarterback class is just too loaded to pass on it. I'm looking at the class. I'm looking at who's in it. The class is too loaded. We better know that we're drafting a quarterback or not. We better know what we're doing because at the end of the day, to me, there's no way that you're going to say, okay, this draft class is coming up. We're just going to roll with Will Howard with this draft class and let this be his first year starting. You kind of want to get his feet wet. Let's see what he has
Right.
before you look into this draft class because I'm not going to lie to you. Either way, I think the Steelers do end up drafting a quarterback next year. I do. I do think they'll end up drafting a quarterback just because of how deep the class is. It's a deep class. So it's not like this year's class where there's literally one guy. There's multiple guys because a lot of guys stayed in college that was supposed to come out this year. We thought that this year's class was going to be the class because we thought everybody was going to come out. No, a lot of people stayed, and now you're going to have at least you're going to have at least 6 quarterbacks, I think, taken in the first round next year.
Yeah.
Now, to me, you can take a quarterback late first round. You can because that's probably where we're going to be drafting at. Probably around the same spot we're drafting this year. We're probably going to be drafting around the same spot. And so to me, you can get a quarterback on the back end of next year's draft. What I'm saying about this situation, though, if Will Howard comes out and balls out,
We might not need
we
to.
might not
And
need
that's what we
to.
need to figure out. And we need to figure it out right now
Yeah,
as we
you
speak.
can wait.
That's why I said roll the dice with Will Howard and go from there. He's either going to be the guy or put you in a predicament to draft the guy. How
Yeah,
many more times am I going to have to say this till I'm blue in the face?
yeah. That's why I want the saga to end. I want this to be over with because because for real, like I'm holding back expectations as far as I think we can make the
I'm not.
playoffs with. I think we can make the playoffs with either quarterback.
Either
But I want
quarterback.
to be,
And that's
I
my
wanna be
predicament.
firm. That's what I'm saying. I want to be firm and
AFC
solid.
North title in a playoff with a
Yeah.
playoff win.
Yes. Yes. And that should be expectations based off of the team we have, the weapons that's
Regardless.
surrounding these guys. I think you had not think. I know you have enough. I don't think you got. I know you have enough. All we got to do is lock in with a guy, with a quarterback. Just lock in with one of them, man. At this point, man, it is what it is. The Steelers aren't going to give us what we want. They're just not going to give us what we want. So at the end of the day, let's just roll because they're not. It looks like they're just going to wait on the old man. They're just going to wait on this old guy.
I feel if
And
they do that, it's a slap in the face to not only every player on their roster who already reported
oh yeah, they
back into
reported.
camp
Yeah,
today,
that's what I'm
but
saying.
it's a slap in the face to every player in the locker room. It's a slap in the face to every player in the past. It's a
Mhm.
slap in the face to Will Howard, who's actually there and putting
He's
in the
there.
work and
Yes,
showing you he wants to play and can't even get a shot. It's a
yes,
slap in the face to the fan base because you're basically like, okay, you have to be here, you have to be here, you have to be here. Meanwhile, we just wait on you to do whatever the hell you want.
yeah,
How is that fair?
yeah, yeah,
No, no, get the hell out of here. Roll the dice with the young buck and go from there.
yeah.
Enough of
Because
this.
that's what we forgot to even. I forgot all about. They reported today. They're in the facility. They're working. They're building team camaraderie. Where the hell are you if you're going to be there? That's the frustration with me. I just thought,
Don't be here. Don't be here. Get out.
yeah, if you're going to, like, at this point, if I'm them, he's done. We're good. He's priced himself out of the game. The Raiders might have just did us a favor now that I think about it.
I
Because,
told you.
because he might have just priced himself out the game now. Because everybody's showing up. I seen all, even the heavy hitters there. That's when I know, this team trying to
Cam's
win.
there. TJ's
Yes,
there.
yes,
Ramsey's there.
yes.
Joey Porter Jr.'s
Yes.
there.
And Jaquan Brisker
Brisker's
walking
there.
together. Yes,
Howard's there. DK's
yes,
there. Jalen Warren is
yes,
there. Rico Duato is there.
yes.
What the hell make you above everyone else? Get your
That's
ass
my
here. You
point.
know what? As a matter of fact, even better. Don't even come there. Because I
Yeah,
ain't want you back
it's like, don't
anyway.
even show up, man. Because that's my thing,
Don't
man.
even bother.
I'm like, man, I'm looking at the still up. I'm like, everybody's there, which is a great thing because it's a brand new coach. It's a new system. It's a new everything. You need to be there. I don't care, Aaron, that you know the damn system. Get your ass to the facility
No.
if you want.
No.
I get what you're saying. I'm saying,
Stay away.
just stay away. Trespassing.
Please. Thank in
Hey,
advance. In advance. Thank
trespassing.
you, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, cause
Thank you.
yeah,
But
man. I'm just excited though that I'm looking at the team and they're like everybody was there. There wasn't one person where I was like,
who's there?
oh, they're not
Who's
there.
missing?
Everybody was there, man.
Michael Pittman.
Was
Everyone.
there. Yes.
Everyone was there.
Yes.
Everyone.
Because they know it's not just a new system, it's a new culture that's being set. It's time to set the tone in this locker room. It's time to set in leadership. It's very important. I can't understand for the life of me is how this dude is. Everybody calls him such a great quarterback, but he's a terrible leader. This is not his first time doing this shit when it comes to the OTA stuff. It's not his first time doing it. And so that's the frustrating part when it comes to this guy. He likes to play games. We're trying to win playoff games. He's playing the wrong game. So why can't we just move on? There's the guys that's in the building, they want to be here. They want to go get something. They want to be special. They want to win. Why can't we just roll with what we got? I'm ready for them to come out and say, hey, shout out to Aaron Rodgers. We appreciate for what you did last year for us, man, and everything like that. We appreciate you. Have a blessed life. Why can't we get a statement from the team saying that? Because at the end of the day, everybody that wants to be there is there. When I start seeing the big dogs there, that right there set the tone. Let me know they want to be there. This guy hadn't showed you that he even wants to be there.
Goodbye.
Hold up. See you later. Sayonara. You can go. There's no hard feelings. If he retires, I promise you there's no hard feelings. If he say, oh, yeah, I'm done. I promise you that. Because it was supposed to be a retirement year any doggone way. What make you think to come back? Dang. That's why I kind of hate that we did good last year. I'm not going to lie. Especially because the way it ended. It's like, dog, if we're just going to end the same way we've been ending, I would have rather just had a bad freaking year. Reason being is he would have retired. We probably would have been, I'm not going to lie, he got a false sense of confidence now. He think this team is built for him. That's the problem I got. Pittsburgh, we gotta stop this. This gotta end. This gotta end. We're moving on to happy moments. Like the draft and stuff is coming up. We're 2 weeks out from the draft and we still don't have a quarterback. We do, he in the building, but we won't commit to him. So just don't give me, and don't give me Mason Rudolph either, please. Please don't do that. Yeah, please don't do that. He's still on the roster too. He was there. Please, Adams, I'm saying, everybody's there. You're the only guy that's playing games. Everybody's there that wants to play. Come on, man. Come on, man. We
You know
so
where I stand. Next.
that's what I said. I already know where you stand at, and I stand in the same thing. But my thing is this: okay, I don't want him there, but if you are gonna be there, be a part of the doggone team. And he showed you today he's not a part of this team. The first day we walk in and you're not there, and you're supposed to be the quarterback and the leader of the team. Nah, bro, you don't know. You don't
Ben was
know.
even there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody was there. Everybody was. I looked. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see who was going to show up today because it was very important to see the big dogs out to me because that's the ones I was worried about. I was worried about TJ. I was worried about Cam. I was worried about the older veterans who are used to just Tomlin, who never played for nobody else. That's the guys I was worried about. I was like, are they buying in for real? Are they going to show up? And when I seen TJ Watt smiling and walking through the I said, he's buying in. He's buying in, which lets me know there was a conversation had because I'm pretty sure he said in his contract that Mike Tomlin's the only coach I want to play for, and so somebody had to get him on board with Mike McCarthy, which I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that because I was worried about TJ for a little bit there. I thought he was going to request a trade. I did, because I'm like, dang, we got rid of Tomlin. There's no way TJ's coming back because he said it several times. I don't want to play for another coach. And the fact that he bought in, man, I'm happy for that. I'm just ready for the. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just ready for this draft, man. I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it because it's in the city of champions. We still the city of champions. We still the city of champions. We still the big dogs when it comes to this football stuff. We still that. It's just one of those things where we got to resurrect. We got to stop being a joke. We got people laughing at us right now. They're
Stop
laughing.
kissing ass and move on.
Yes. They're laughing
Stop
at us.
kissing ass and move on.
Move on. Because to me, that's the main thing. We are the standard. And we're acting like we're not the standard. We have let so many teams use that title. Yeah, this is the standard. The Chiefs is the standard. The Patriots is the standard. No, it's always been us. It's always been us. We got to start acting like it, though. Because then, like I said, people are put on these masks like they're the organizations, like they're the standard and all that. The Patriots just been good for 20-some years. We've been good since the 70s. We've been good since the 70s. Even when we didn't have great quarterback play, we always been good. Do people not understand that we have not drafted in the top 10 since we drafted Terry Bradshaw? Do you hear me? That's the standard of winning. It's us. It's always been us. We haven't drafted in the top 10 since Terry Bradshaw.
Actually, I'm going to correct you. That was since T. Palomalo. But
oh, yeah, T. Palomalo. I do remember. Top 5 it was. We haven't got a top 5 pick since Terry Bradshaw. That's what it was. I knew it was something crazy. And we haven't had a losing season since 03. We're the standard when it comes to this. We really are. When it comes to just winning football games. But we have to get back to winning championships. You have to. And the way to do that is, this is what I loved about our old regime and the ownership. They weren't punks. They moved on. They didn't wait. Dan Rooney would have never allowed this. Ever. Are you playing like you don't want to be here? Bye. That would have been the case. It would have been deuces. You're gone. But we got a guy in there now who's playing. He wants to be loved and liked and don't want to step on. No, you got to step on next when you're the owner. That's your job. Your job is to step on next so that stuff gets to moving. I'd have been told to Mark, we moving on. We moving on. We going to roll what we got in the building. Or if not, go bring some competition. Do something. Bring some competition in. Do something. But focusing on Aaron Rodgers, that's not the move. We seen what that got us. You think Aaron Rodgers is going to play better than he did last year? this year? There's no way. There's no way. You're not going to convince me that a 43-year-old quarterback is going to play better. Come on, man. He's coming off a broken wrist. I mean, he broke his wrist. He's old, man. Like I said, I just know what I grew up watching. You know what you grew up watching. The Standard. We was that. We the reason why the NFL is soft today, because we was killing people on the field. Brian Clark was laying people out on the field. Willis McGahee, he thought he died on the field when Ryan Clark, because we was bringing the pain. We was them guys. We was that team. And I just want us to get back to a resemblance of that. I give this team a chance, man. Give this team a shot. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got. All we got. We from the Steel City. It's nothing but hard working, blue collar work here, man. We not with none of that skipping the line, skipping the snow. Hard work. Hard work. You skipping off-season programs and stuff like that and all that, doing your ashwagandha and all that. I mean, come on, what do we want? Well, we want a weed-smoking quarterback. We just want a weed-smoking quarterback, I think. And it's like, yo, this guy, he's more trouble than he's worth at this point. I mean, he's on there we're talking about his contract. He's talking about having sex with his wife. Come on. What are we doing? Pittsburgh, what are we doing? He don't want to play football. He's been saying it on several occasions. He's enjoying married life. He said that. If he's enjoying it, let him enjoy it. We're football. We're a football town. I'm at my ends with this madness, and I'm hoping that this is the last week we have to talk about.
You're just now getting here?
No. I've been on this train ever since he said there was the possibility of him coming back. Once I heard that, I've been done with the whole thing. I have. But I've been trying to be patient with this team. Yeah, this is my childhood team. This is literally them and the Steelers. I mean, them and the Lakers are my first two teams. Like I've ever loved. Ever. Matter of fact, my first childhood memory of the Lakers was Robert Horry hitting that three against Sacramento and winning the game. That was my first memory of any sport. But my second one was Cordell Stewart, 2001, when we played against the Patriots. Not in the AFC Championship game. We played them in the regular season, and we blew their doors off. That was one of my first memories of the Steelers. And seeing those colors, seeing that black and gold, it captured me. It pulled me in. I want to be able to pass this legacy down to my children. I don't want to be a laughing stock to be a Steeler fan. So I need us to step up. I need us to realize that we are the standard and live up to that standard. Stop letting people laugh at us. I'm tired of the laughter. Because a lot of people cracking jokes on the Steelers, man, right now. All the national media, they laugh at us.
Can't blame them.
Can't blame them. No, we did this to ourselves. Yeah, we did this to ourselves. I can't even be mad about them doing it. We did this to ourselves. But at the end of the day, it's time to rise and stand up. And we start with this year, this draft, and standing on business when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. You have any closing thoughts on this matter?
Rip the bandage off. Start with the young buck. Go from there. Plain and simple.
Boom.
See y'all in the draft.
Boom. Right? I want to thank you guys for joining us today, man. It's been a very stressful but impactful show. And we're hoping this is the last week we have to talk about Aaron Rodgers. We really are. I promise you we don't want to talk about him, y'all. It's just one of those things where that's what's in the news cycle right now. The Steelers are keeping everything close to the tuck when it comes to this draft and everything like that. And they're not saying anything about Aaron. And so we apologize. But we have to cover what is on the docket. And Aaron Rodgers right now is the topic of conversation, sadly. But we're hoping it's the last week, all right? So we appreciate y'all. I want to thank you guys for joining us today on Renegade Rundown Podcast. We will be here next Tuesday, 6 Eastern Standard Time, 5 Central, 3 Pacific Time. All right? All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and sign us off.
All right. Yep. There we go. See y'all in the draft. This has been the Renegade Podcast with your host Shay and Kenny, and we're now out.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.